What's up, everyone? It's me, Adam Prime, and we are back for another blazing Toku Moviethon. With me, as always, is my lovely wife and co-host.
I'm Stormy.
And
I'm
this
here.
week, we are talking about Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, giant monsters all out attack. Man, that's a long name.
And I definitely did it on the first try. Hello.
I didn't.
We're talking on this movie today.
Yes, one of another Godzilla classics. And ironically was jabbing fun of 98 a little bit. We'll get to that in a minute.
That was so beautiful.
This is actually often considered one of the better movies. Again, is another one where Godzilla is the villain, which has been all of the Godzilla movies we've talked about this year. He's been the villain in every single one.
I don't think Godzilla has been very friendly in these past couple movies.
Not in this movie-thon.
Except for the one in New York where they technically didn't do that much wrong.
Well, yeah, that was
technically
military in that one. But this movie
fish.
was released in 2001, and notable things is one of the this is probably going to be the only movie with Mothra in it. But you know what's weird? Who got the shaft on the title?
Baragon! By the way, a new friend who I think is a close number 2 to my girl Mothra over here.
Baragon
so cute.
Was adorable in this movie.
I love Baragon.
And I can't remember her name, but I know she is the suit actress for Gal White from
I thought it was Pink. Is it White?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gal White. And if you know the famous behind-the-scenes story, you get to see that she did the roars for Baragon.
While they were filming, just...
So, yeah, exactly. So you just see the mouth open, and all you hear would be, yeah. It was the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
It melted my heart immediately.
It's one of my favorite things. And this movie was a fun time. Very simple story. Just kind of like reporters trying to figure out Godzilla. Godzilla's like ran by ancient ghosts that are like, you can't forget me. Don't remember the Alamo. And
remember World War II.
And like, King Ghidorah is a good guy in this movie?
Yeah, which I was not expecting. I've never seen this movie before. This was my first time
watching it as well.
Which surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, it's part of the Millennium series.
I really enjoyed this one. Godzilla himself looks really cool in this one with like the plain white eyes.
Look at him in this on this shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I guess, do you want to talk about the designs before we talk about the like movie aesthetics? Like, King Ghidorah and Mothra are about... They're
about right.
Yeah. Godzilla just has this, like, sunken-in face. Like, he looks pissed at every instance.
I will say, like, one thing I loved about, like, the style of this movie, which I guess, like, relates to the monsters. I feel like it's relevant of, like... This was, like, the nice in-between of, like, their physical suits still being there. Like, it's still physical props. It's not just CGI.
There were some beautiful shots.
It felt like a nice in-between of, like, the seriousness of Godzilla kind of starting to go into the less seriousness of it. Because there was a little bit more humor in this one. It's still mostly a serious movie, I'd say. But it's more fun and it's a little bit less serious, but...
We even get the plot twist of he's been dead for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think it was like 40, but I can't remember. And... it just was really a good time, you know what I mean? Like, the characters I don't think were anything to write home about. It took us a little bit to figure out that our main character's name was Yuri, who has a military dad and has a fake but real show. It was weird at the beginning.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. I feel like it was, like, the characters, they weren't bad. I feel like they weren't bad.
Like friends.
They still felt like good characters. They weren't spectacular, like how you said, but, like... honestly, I have nothing, like, negative to say about them. I feel like, especially, like, the main lead, Yuri, I feel like she had personality I could at least, tell you about. I could tell you about her dad, her dad's story a little bit. Her dead mom.
Which they didn't have to say that she had a dead mom. You just see a picture and you're like, okay, the mom's dead. We did watch this in Japanese. I don't know.
Maybe we'll give the English dub a go at some point if we want to watch it again.
The shortest of the films that we have watched so far.
Which is
like 30 or 45 minutes.
I've been loving these movies, but they've been a bit long, so it was nice to have something at least a little bit shorter.
And
especially
like you said, like this was just pretty much apparently like the spirits that create Godzilla or something like that.
It was like they were the negative emotions surrounding World War II or something like that.
If I'm remembering correctly, he's supposed to be like the souls of like Hiroshima or something like this, or like the people who died in World War II.
Maybe we should have like looked it up first.
Well, I can't remember if that's like a fan thing or if it's a translation thing. Because
see what it
we are
originally
watching
like
it on this
was.
triple pack DVD, so I don't know what kind of dubisms there are or certain things that we do, often change or censor. So
It was still a good movie though. This was really fun.
It's a great movie. Like again, the
It was really. I had to say, like again, like with the humor, it was so funny watching King Ghidorah just be like, "I'm going to save the day," and then die, and then it's just like, "Oh, I'm back. I'm gonna die." Oh, and he's dead again.
I can breathe.
I can fight.
And then he gets his ass kicked 3 times.
Yep.
Like, I was looking at King Ghidorah every time. I was like, oh my god, is this his moment? And they do say that he's supposed to be an 8-headed dragon and he's not old enough yet, which, again, that makes sense.
Which is kind of cute, I guess, as a little detail.
About,
by the way, isn't, like, they're fan names, like, Ichi, Ni, and Kevin? Or something.
That's for the King of the Monsters, the 2019.
That's just what their names are to me, okay? It's adorable. I love it.
And again, this movie had so many good scenes. Baragon, I think it's funny that people didn't know what to do with Baragon. They were like, it's Godzilla!
They died way too real.
Yeah, I was about to say, Baragon just kind of, were like, oh, cool, are we going to see them all 3 team up? No, it kind of felt like each monster showed up one at a time. Did. Like, Baragon showed up, Godzilla was like, I'm going to kick your ass. And then killed Baragon. And then he spirit dusted away. And then Mothra showed up. Mothra saved a dog. Because that was one of the most messed up scenes.
Oh my god, yeah.
There were just several scenes with these punkers who were just trying to do mischief and bullshit.
They tried to drown a dog. The dog is fine. We see that the dog is fine.
Mothra saved the dog.
Mothra saved the dog. She wasn't having any of that.
Mm-mm. And that was before she was cocooned. I think that's the only larval form of Mothra moment we really get, is them saving the dog.
That's pretty much it.
And then Godzilla fights her and kills her. Yeah, exactly. And then obviously we get King Ghidorah, as we said, just kept getting his ass kicked, but kept getting back up. So it's like, I can do this all day. And then like, it's finally took the military driving a submarine into Godzilla's mouth and drilling him from the inside.
These Looney Tune people.
And then like,
and the guy was fine. And the guy was fine.
Yeah, like the positive souls also go inside Godzilla and they're just like, ah! And then they die.
Neutralized him with kindness or something.
Yeah. What was your favorite scene?
That's a good question.
Okay, my favorite scene, because it's both in ways fucked up and hilarious. And it's the woman who I think was on one of the boats and was traumatized by Godzilla.
Oh, I know what.
And like she's in the hospital and she sees him rampaging and she's like, oh my god, and he's just walking towards her, being like, oh yeah,
and she's like full on panicking, like.
And like he's just like, and then he walks past her and she's like, oh my god, and then he tail whaps and destroys and kills her.
That was so funny. It's funny, like
it's so messed up.
That's probably a better answer. I was gonna say I kind of loved King Ghidorah's fight at the end just because it was so funny watching him just get his ass handed to him over and over and over again. But like,
yeah. So much
honestly, no. I know what my favorite scene is. Because I mentioned it while we were watching it. I really loved the. Like, when they were at, like, the police station, like, the little, like, not interrogation, but, like, the little back and forth that the lead and, like, the one crazy guy had.
Yeah.
Because, I told you, it's, like, the dialogue and the words that they were saying could sound so cheesy and campy so easy.
Oh, you mean, like, her and the, World War II ghost.
Yeah, the guy that was technically a ghost the whole time, I think.
Yeah. He was like, "Well, wake the Guardians!"
Yeah, like, I felt like that could have come across just so cheesy, like, so hammy, whatever. But like the actor and the actress with like how they played off each other did it so
Yeah, it was a really
good scene. It was a really good monologue scene.
I guess that shows you how good of a movie it is, that you picked a human scene as one of the better ones.
It was just a really good scene.
No, it was. I think it was really well done. Again, I think her relationship with her dad was justified and everything else. Ton of fun. Like, again, this is a good and easy movie to watch. If you haven't watched a Godzilla movie, this is a good one to either be a first, or if you're like, I want to watch a Godzilla movie where he's the villain. Like, if you haven't watched this one yet,
give it a shot.
Recommend. This is our first time watching it. It's almost weird that we're like, why haven't we watched this sooner?
It's a really fun one. If you get your hands on it, it's worth it, for sure. Even if it's just like I'm hanging out with my buddies, we need something to watch. Oh, let's throw this on. We've never seen it. Like, even that would be really fun. I feel like you could, like, easily talk over the movie and not feel super bad about it. Like, things with, like, Gojira -1, you know, that sort of thing. It feels a little weird to talk over it sometimes because it's just, like, you're so invested, and like, you know, you have to pay such close attention sometimes.
And
then with this one,
spectacular.
Oh yeah, the choreography was really good. Again, I loved like all of like the physical effects that they did. I imagine there was some CGI or something.
Oh, there definitely was
in there, but like it just looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Again, Godzilla was super expressionate.
It was
Mothra
amazing.
was cute. Baragon was cute. I don't know if this is a spicy opinion. It feels like Baragon probably could have been left in the microwave a little bit longer, but
He's okay.
they're a little bit melty, but like I love their face, you know. I love their little face. They're so cute. I wish I had a plush of them.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem.
And honestly, a lot of what we liked about
I never have enough
Godzilla
plushes.
felt like it was in this movie. Like, it was a Godzilla that was looking at people and just saying, fuck you. I'm gonna kill you specifically.
Yeah, what was it that you said? It was like in -1 where it's like you see him looking at people and just being like, I'm gonna squish him.
Yeah, exactly. But this one, you literally almost see him turn his head and then, like, raise his eyebrow like, oh, more people. It's
Squish,
like, this one
squish.
has the expression.
It's like a kid with a magnifying glass, like, lighting ants on fire.
Exactly. It's like this, both of those Godzillas feel so messed up because unlike, like, even Godzilla 54, you kind of really can't tell its intention. Shin Godzilla is like, oh my god.
It's more of just like, why am I alive? And then it's just suddenly there's boiling blood everywhere. He's like, oh.
Then Godzilla 98, the military did all the damage.
Yeah.
And so,
-1 again, that was like a little serial killer Godzilla.
well,
So I fear
like
him
one
every
where
day.
You're just like, I don't, these Godzillas are terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that, like, you can only really neutralize him once you do, like, a weird, like, oh my god, how do you say it?
Ritual?
Ritualistic-esque thing.
Oh, right, because it was like, oh, the guardian beasts
Exactly,
and like...
so, like, the positive souls, because
something
it's
like
at
that.
the end, and I don't mind this ending, they show that he's still there, but it's also because they're like, no, he's a force. If you start forgetting some of this past, these damage that has happened to these people, like, because also another thing is, people were trying to forget Godzilla. There were several instances in this movie that were like, Godzilla? That didn't happen.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the older generations just like getting like re-traumatized while the younger people are like, no, that was just a legend, and then going and seeing it happen with their own eyes. Again, I feel like Godzilla movies are at their best when they keep their stance of like using as a chance to critique something that is wrong.
Well, yeah,
you know?
And then all of a sudden, like, all the times they were like being like, yeah, supposedly Godzilla showed up in America, but we have our speculations. And they're like, we don't think it was it. Not it today.
The whole room just like starts laughing.
There were like 3 jokes of that.
2, I think it was, I don't know if they pulled the rule of 3. I know that there was at least 2 though, and it was just so funny of just how they were just like, remember when America tried to do a Godzilla movie?
Yeah, and even the government was trying to not like being like, Godzilla's not happening, what are you talking about? That's not happening, guys.
Yeah, that was totally Godzilla.
Is fake news.
Wink.
Godzilla's fake news. Yeah, oh, you just realized what I said? Oh god. And honestly, this movie was just a ton of fun, a real good time to watch. And I don't know, you have any final thoughts?
No, it's just like, I feel like this was a really cool transition. I definitely want to keep watching more Godzilla movies. I definitely want to watch some more of like the goofy ones. Yeah. That'll be really fun when we eventually start getting to them a little bit more. Yeah. Just in general, because we're going to be doing the Moviethon
who knows how
for
long.
Who knows how long. So yeah. I imagine we'll get there eventually.
So, easy recommend. Make sure you guys watch this one. Did you guys watch this one? What was your favorite scene? What is actually your guys' favorite iteration of Godzilla?
Is he a good guy?
Yeah, do you like him as a good guy? Do you like him as a bad guy? Do you want to see King Ghidorah more as a good guy from time to time?
I actually really enjoyed seeing King Ghidorah as a hero for once. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't go in knowing that, but like, pleasant surprise. That was really fun to see. And maybe they'll team up and be friends.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.
I don't know.
And I guess we're going to have Bella Rock tell you what our next week's movie is.
See you in the next one.
Until next week. Take it away, Bella Rock.
Bye.
Next week's movie is Invasion of the Astro Monster.
And this week we are talking about Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. All monsters, all out of fuck. We're not gonna. We're gonna put this in a blooper.
Monsters all out of fuck.
I already.
Okay, let's try again.
Mothra and King Ghidorah